Yeah, excuse me, bro. What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm an artist, bro. I'm an artist.
You're an artist? What's your name?
Yeah, D4vd or David for sure.
It's no secret that ever since the news hit the internet, David's been playing a sneaky game, erasing posts, scrubbing his tracks, and deleting anything that could make him look bad. He's trying hard to clean up his image, but it looks like this time he might have slipped up big. In this video, we're diving deep into what could be his biggest mistake yet.
We got some more information about Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David. A private investigator that was hired by the LA homeowner of the home that David was living in has been investigating what possibly happened to Celeste. Previously told us that he was able to figure out who was the last person that drove David's Tesla to the spot where it was later abandoned, and it was on July 29th, and he claimed that David was also home at this time.
And the shocking evidence that was reportedly discovered in his own home and has now been made public. Now, recently, David did something again. And no, I'm not talking about that old clip we've already seen. Remember that one where he and allegedly Celeste were talking and she mentioned something that made him look questionable?
He trained you. That's controversial.
It's controversial of being kids.
Yeah, not that one. This time, David actually posted something himself and deleted it almost instantly, but not fast enough. People saved it before it disappeared, and what they caught might finally be the missing piece everyone's been waiting for. If this turns out to be real, he might not be able to talk his way out of it this time. But let's be honest, we never truly know how this will play out, so let's break it all down together.
And this was right before he would go on tour a couple hours later. This private investigator also allegedly found different things throughout the home, like media with pictures and things of Celeste and David, but also sadistic tools that he believed was to get rid of somebody, but it didn't happen like that. And now he is detailing what these tools are.
Stay respectful in the comments, and if you enjoy these updates, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Most of us already know the basics of David's situation, but not everyone's up to date. It's like this whole thing got quietly brushed aside lately, almost like someone wanted people to stop talking about it. I'm not saying anyone's pulling strings, but it's strange how the media suddenly went quiet. So people started digging again, and what they found brought everything back into the spotlight. Allegedly, David had a relationship with the victim way before all this even came out, and let's just say, the timeline looks real messy.
Now finding out that the tools that this private investigator found in this LA home were farm tools, and he also found pill bottles.
There's tons of stuff that points to that connection, and while we've already gone over those details before, you can find other videos breaking that down. That's not our focus today. Right now, we're here for the updates. Before we even get into the wild thing David recently posted and then deleted just days ago, seriously, what was he thinking? I need to break down this major new discovery. Some new items were reportedly found.
Steve Fisher told the Daily Mail that there are multiple of these items that could be used all together, and that you never need them in the Hollywood Hills home. You would more likely find them on a farm. Then went on to claim that one of these items appeared to have been recently delivered to the property because it was still in its shipping packaging. He said that he doesn't know what the impact of these items could have on the overall narrative, but adding that the presence of these mysterious items appeared very strange. And mind you, he said in prior interviews that these are items that you could use to get rid of somebody.
Yeah, allegedly for legal reasons. But it's been covered in several articles already. I went through a few myself, and this particular one stood out the most, so that's the one we'll be reviewing here. This is a big deal, and honestly, it deserves way more attention than it's getting. I've only seen a handful of people talking about it online, and that's sad, because this whole story just seems to be fading from the headlines like it never happened. Out of nowhere, coverage dropped off, and barely anyone's reporting on it now. We gotta make sure that this young girl finally gets the justice she deserves. Hearing about this whole thing is honestly heartbreaking and sickening at the same time. There's still so much we don't know, and that's what makes it even harder to process. Listen, if you come across something online that isn't from a verified or trusted source, don't believe it right away. There's way too much misinformation floating around.
He then went on to say that bottles of prescription pain medication were also recovered inside, as well as various items of paraphernalia. The private investigator then went on to say that him and his team found evidence that multiple others were staying at the home in LA with David, with personal belongings belonging to men and women being discovered in the guest bedrooms, beside tables, and bathroom cabinets. He said none of the female items appeared to belong to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. He added that the footage, combined with evidence found at the house, has led him to believe that David had a tight-knit entourage of trusted associates.
As of now, the exact details about how everything happened are still unclear. And until those facts come straight from official reports, we can't jump to conclusions. I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it, always check where the info is coming from. If it's a TikTok, a random post, or even a short clip online, make sure it's backed up by real reporting. I've gone through so many of these videos myself, fact-checking every detail, and you'd be shocked how much of it turns out to be fake or twisted for attention. The internet loves drama, but this is real life. Someone's life was lost, and that deserves truth, not clout chasing. Now here's where things get wild. There's been a lot of speculation that David might not have been the only one involved. And yeah, some even believe he wasn't directly responsible, but may have played some kind of role. We can't just jump straight to saying certain people were definitely involved, because the truth is, we don't know that yet. Still, it's fair for people to question things, especially when David had so many connections and worked with a lot of different people. He collaborated with all kinds of artists, and right after the story broke, people flooded those other artists' pages, leaving comments like, "You're evil!" or "How could you work with him?" It got wild fast. But let's be real, not everyone who ever collaborated with him is automatically guilty.
People all over the internet have been paying attention to this, and two of David's really close friends, Asia and Neo, are some people that unfollowed them, and like Neo was wiping his social media account. And Neo was just doing this recently after this private investigator was calling him out on Twitter, asking him if he was the last person to drive David's Tesla.
Still, I get why people are side-eyeing certain folks. When posts start disappearing and accounts start getting cleaned up right after the news hits, it definitely raises eyebrows. It's not a good look, that's for sure, but until there's real proof, we shouldn't be pointing fingers. Now let's say those friends had nothing to do with what happened, which could absolutely be the case. Even then, it's understandable why people are reacting the way they are. Deleting posts, hiding photos, or turning off comments might make them look suspicious, but it could also just be damage control.
The Fisher has released some new information regarding Fort Celeste or Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the child who was found in the singer David's Tesla on September the 8th, 2025. Now, I do want to preface this by saying please take heed with any information that has not been released by LAPD, and please only take it as face value since it has not been confirmed by LAPD either. But he had some very interesting things that he wanted to say, so I'm going to just post it and you guys tell me what you think. Now, he has been reaching out via Twitter a lot. I'm not sure what's going on with his interviews, but it appears to me that he has a lot of other cases he's working on, so I'm sure that's the reason why. When a missing persons report is filed, it is a serious matter. The person is entered into NCIC, which is maintained by the FBI. In California, they are also added to the California Department of Justice Missing Persons database, and are entered into the National Center for Missing and Exploited system. If a missing person is found by their family, the family has a duty to notify law enforcement.
Because when your name gets tied, even loosely, to someone facing serious accusations, your reputation takes a hit instantly. For those who might actually be innocent, this situation could be ruining their lives too. Maybe they were just close to him. Maybe they grew up together. Who knows? We can't pretend to understand every connection or what their friendship looked like behind the scenes. Honestly, I don't really care about the drama around who's deleting what.
So now that we're once again hearing him reference things that can tie back to people like Neo, it does have me wondering if this is who the PI saw moving David's Tesla the very last time it was moved, right before David and whoever else would leave to go on tour. This private investigator alleged that whoever moved this Tesla also was on tour on the tour bus with David. This is a picture of Neo and Asia with David at the show that the PI is referencing. But it is important to note, we don't know if the last person that moved David's Tesla even knew that Celeste was in the trunk of that Tesla. But now we have this PI alleging that these people live with David. So is it a possibility? It could be. Now the fact that the private investigator is alleging that now he is finding pill bottles in this house and also farm tools.
What I am saying is that maybe some of these people are just trying to protect their image and keep their reputation clean. I've talked about that in older videos. It's totally possible. That's exactly why it's so important for the truth to come out, because once we actually know what really happened, everything changes. And let's be clear, nothing, absolutely nothing justifies what happened. There's no defending it, no excuses that make it okay. I've seen people online trying to downplay it. Even bringing up David's age like that somehow makes a difference. It doesn't.
He said he believed was to get rid of somebody, but the plan never went in motion is kind of creepy. And it does have me wondering once again if something happened to Celeste with substances, and this is why we are waiting for the toxicology before anything moves forward. Because we know as of right now, we haven't heard anything from the cops, but we have heard a lot more in the last couple of days from this private investigator.
Until we have all the verified facts, we can't say who's truly responsible, but whatever went down was still wrong. Period. Now let's move into the part everyone's been waiting for, the major update that's been blowing up online. David allegedly accidentally dropped a song, then deleted it right after. And come on, how do you even accidentally upload a song? Especially on BandLab. I don't use that app myself, but I've seen how it works. It's not something you just do by mistake.
At that point, law enforcement officers meet with the missing person to confirm their identity and understand the circumstances of their disappearance and verify that they are not in danger to themselves or others. First time that Ms. Rivas was reported missing was February the 14th, 2024. The exact day Josh Marshall took possession of the rental house. Remember one of my last videos I told you guys this is a very, very significant thing. And the reason I say that is because she was found in Hollywood in February. And it explains the whole idea that there was a second location simply because even if she had not been found in that house, police could have found out that she was with him at the time, which probably scared him, probably spooked him. He was like, oh, they're really looking for her. So let me be a little bit more strategic and get that second property.
You gotta go through a few steps to publish something, so if this really happened, it feels way too intentional. Maybe he posted it to get attention, maybe he panicked and took it down, or maybe his lawyer told him to remove it right away. Nobody really knows the truth yet, but what's wild is that the song didn't disappear fast enough. People saved it before he could delete it. And now, everyone's talking about the lyrics. All right, here's where things get really interesting. This is what the song supposedly sounded like. These are the lyrics that were saved before it vanished online. Thought we were taking it slow, but you don't wanna wait, don't wanna wait on me. I just need you to know there's so many things I need. Say you love me, then you say goodbye. Had a feeling you would leave my side. I still think about you day and night, and simple things always make me cry. Do I miss you? I can't decide if I have issues or if I'm all right. If you love me, then please don't lie. Don't lie, baby. You were supposed to be mine if something changed. That's pretty much all that's been recovered. But let's be real, it definitely sounds connected to everything happening right now.
This just confirms so much for me, but this is my own theory. So don't take it, take it at face value. States the last time she was reported missing was April the 5th, 2024, but was she truly missing? Question mark.
The lyrics hit way too close to the current situation, especially the parts about not wanting to wait and being lied to. A lot of people online feel like he was trying to say something through that track. I've seen multiple commentary creators cover this same song already, and most of them agree. It doesn't sound like just a random breakup song. Of course, for legal reasons, we can't say anything is fact, but it's hard not to see the parallels. The timing, the tone, even the choice of words. It's all a bit too specific, right?
This photo that everyone has been posting lately, it was taken on May the 30th, 2024. Miss Rivas had attended her cousin Esmeralda's high school graduation. In September, she was seen on video fighting with the neighbors at the Lake Elsinore home. So why didn't any family member notify law enforcement that she was safe? Possibly because they were worried it would trigger a CPS investigation, which could be plausible. I mean, also including the fact that, they could possibly be immigrants as well. They might not want to deal with all of that extra noise that comes with dealing with the police. So he also stated that from the start, someone close to the situation in Lake Elsinore told him that after the last report, which was April 5th, 2024, certain family members instructed concerned neighbors not to search for Miss Rivas because
That line about don't want to wait especially doesn't sit right given everything that's been going on. It's just not a good look at all. Still, everyone's gonna have their own interpretation, so you can decide what you think for yourself. A lot of people are claiming they saw that okay comment from David, but let's be honest, screenshots can be faked so easily these days, so I can't confirm it for sure. If it really happened, fine.
she was, quotation, staying with a family member near Los Angeles. Is that why we haven't heard a word publicly from her family? Question mark. He then goes on to state, Esmeralda, I have a question for you. Did you attend an event with David and Celeste on April 21st, 2024? I'm curious why Celeste was attending your graduation yet was still considered a runaway and not enrolled in school. Now, Steve Fisher also ties this whole statement together with one piece of evidence. At the home where David was staying, I found a certificate in the name of Esmeralda from Build-A-Bear. It was dated April 21st, 2024, just 16 days after Miss Rivas was reported missing. Also on April 21st, 2024, David posted a TikTok video on a roller coaster that appears to have been filmed at...
But it could also be just another online edit. Nothing's official yet, and we gotta keep that in mind before believing every little post that pops up. What we do know is that David has stayed mostly silent since everything came out. Besides deleting tons of stuff, he hasn't said much at all. And honestly, that silence could be strategic.
Common sense tells us that Miss Rivas was there and that she likely invited Esmeralda. Six Flags requires a chaperone 21 years or older for any guest under 15 years of age. The question is, was anyone else there? I do want to add a little bit more to his rule about Six Flags where it requires a chaperone 21 years or older. During that trip to Six Flags, April 21st, 2024, David had just turned 19. He was not 21 years old and he was not allowed to be a chaperone. He literally had just turned 19, March the 28th. Now, also in the month of April, guess who else I noticed was in LA? Possibly Mr. Josh Marshall. Does this look like him to you? I feel like it's him, but he went with David to Coachella that year for his... So now the question for me is, was it one of Miss Rivas's family members who accompanied them to Six Flags with Esmeralda, or was it at all Josh Marshall?
It wouldn't be surprising if his lawyers told him to keep quiet, delete old posts, and avoid saying anything that could make things worse. That's probably why whenever he does post something, it disappears right after. It's like damage control mode 24/7. Meanwhile, people on TikTok have started noticing how quiet everything's gotten. The case that once had everyone talking non-stop is now barely being mentioned. Some say it's because there haven't been new official updates, but others think something deeper is going on. And yeah, it's sad to admit, but a lot of people online treat real-life tragedies like entertainment.
He said that there was a small inner circle, 2, 3, maybe 4 people who appeared to be living at the house and were very close with David. He said after the story broke, they all started unfollowing each other and deleting posts that showed them together.
Once the story stops trending, they move on like it never happened. It's disturbing, honestly. We're talking about a real person here, a young girl whose life was lost, and some folks are acting like it's just another viral moment that's run its course. That kind of mindset is heartbreaking. You should never get...
How open was this relationship with David to the family? Why wasn't law enforcement notified that Miss Rivas was no longer missing? Why wasn't she in school? And if she is refusing to comply, why weren't school administrators or school police professionals trained to handle these situations notified? Miss Rivas was only 13 years old at this time, and she had been a teenager for just 6 months. Let that sink in. She had just become a teenager and was allowed to stay out of school and be in a relationship with an adult man. An adult male her, David, and committed crimes against her, and I sincerely hope that LAPD and the District Attorney's Office do not let this slide, as has happened in far too many other cases. I'm speechless.
Bored of a case this serious. I hate even saying that word in this context, but it's true. Some people lose interest when the drama slows down. Right now, he actually seems to be handling things pretty well, and I've checked out some of his Twitter posts. Yeah, I'll admit, I kind of like how he's approaching it. The creator behind this new video has been digging deep into the story, and honestly, it's an interesting angle. If what he's doing helps spread awareness and he's being fair about it, not twisting facts or making things up, then I say take it at...
Hey, us TikTokers, us internet niggas, I ain't gonna lie, we some cold niggas, bro. I just seen it break down this whole David shit. Cause mind you, I got my own theories behind this shit as well, gang. I got my own theories. My nigga David, you outside, bro. You did it. You did it. The videos mean too much. The motherfucker in your eyes is covering up what you want, what you don't want to see anymore. You get what I'm saying? Hella I'm subliminal as suit, gang. Then you got all these little videos on TikTok, dirty shoes, blood on the shoes, cutting your lips after quote-unquote girl went missing. And then on top of that, they just brought in this Gus. My whole theory before I even heard about Gus, before I even made this video, 9 times out of 10 when a nigga shout, it's over a bitch. Over a bitch.
Face value. Sure, it's not official, but sometimes independent voices end up doing what the authorities take too long to do. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I really hope the investigation is moving in the right direction, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is finding the real person responsible and making sure they face consequences for what happened. Jail time, accountability, whatever justice looks like in this case, it's overdue. But as we've seen too many times, you can't always rely on the system to move fast or get it right. And look, I know I sound like I'm repeating what everyone else online's already been saying, but seriously.
You're 18 years old, you're living the dream, you're making all the music you want, and you decide to give it a
13-year-old girl.
And then you become the 18-year-old Michael Myers. Okay, you know what? That's fine. Cut 2 years later, they find
her body in your trunk. What the fuck are you doing?
Okay, you know what? They don't know it's you though, because there's no real proof. Unless it's just in your trunk. Somebody probably did it to frame him, right?
Until you find that the body is deceased.
Okay, then you release songs, right? One of the songs is called
Romantic Facade.
The lyrics, literally you say her name in the song.
How did it take this long for anyone to start connecting the dots? Like, it's wild to think that it only became serious after she was actually found. I'm not blaming anyone personally, but you can't help but wonder what people around him, like fans in his Discord or those who noticed strange things before, were thinking at the time. Because here's the thing, some people actually did know about it. That's been confirmed through old comments and posts that were left months before all this even blew up. A few people clearly had some idea, and that's what makes this whole situation so shocking. Like seriously, how did none of his closest followers, the ones who watched his live streams, who saw the photos, who were in the chats every day, not realize something was off? It's hard to believe nobody caught on. There's been talk online that maybe he paid certain people to stay quiet, but come on, he couldn't have paid off everyone. That's just not realistic. There had to be someone out there who saw something and stayed silent. The fact that barely anyone spoke up until after she was found is beyond strange. And that's what keeps bothering people. How this case barely got talked about until the worst possible moment. It's like everyone suddenly cared only once it was too late. Some creators have tried to explain why, saying there could be a lot of reasons behind that silence. And yeah, that's fair, but it still doesn't sit right. That's why I keep saying, don't rush to attack his family unless there's solid proof they covered something up. Until there's clear evidence, accusing them just feels wrong. We don't know their side, their background, or what kind of pressure they might have been under. There's always more to the story than what we see online.
Hey y'all, so everything that I broke down in my psychological and behavioral analysis video for David, one of our friends in the comments pointed out 2 specific songs to me. And of course, me being me, I went and I listened to them. And I need y'all to hear me when I say this. Everything we talked about is right there in the lyrics. Now, mind you, I never really was like a heavy David fan. I only heard maybe like 2 of his songs. Of course, the romantic. something feeling, something that, I don't know. There's a song on the David Archive SoundCloud. It's called David Freestyle. Now, strangely, it was uploaded July 15th, 2025. And this was right before he got ready to go on tour.
So, some people online are now saying that maybe it was the E, and that whatever happened wasn't intentional. But let's be real, that's all speculation right now. We're just talking through what might have happened based on what's been shared online. There could be a million different explanations, and until something official comes out, that's all this is, just theory. Still, even if it wasn't on purpose, there's no denying David made a ton of bad choices leading up to this moment. And here's where it gets eerie. People started going back through his old songs, realizing a lot of them had dark lyrics about tragic stuff. Imagine if all those songs were written before any of this happened. That would be one creepy coincidence. Sure, artists talk about deep or emotional topics all the time, but with him, it felt different, like he was fixated on it. Over time, that obsession just seemed to grow stronger. And now, looking back, it's hard not to notice how strange that is. Everything surrounding him just feels off. From his lyrics to his online behavior, nothing about this story adds up neatly. And that's what keeps everyone confused. Then there's the circle around him, his friends, collabs, and connections. He wasn't a loner. He had a whole network of people. But now, a lot of those same people have started wiping their social media, deleting pictures, unfollowing him, removing old posts. Like I said earlier, there are a lot of reasons someone might do that. It doesn't automatically mean they're guilty, but still, it doesn't exactly make them look innocent either. A guilty person would probably do the same thing, try to erase the trail.
He describes being homeschooled, terrified, praying every day, wanting to by 15. That is not artistic exaggeration. That is a cry from a kid who was raised in fear and isolation. That type of environment rewires your brain. It teaches you that pain equals love. Control equals safety. That's the foundation of who he became.
But at the same time, you can't ignore how many people allegedly knew something was going on and still stayed silent. People could have helped him, or maybe helped hide things. We don't really know yet. What's frustrating is that out of everyone wiping their accounts right now, some are probably completely innocent, while others might be doing it because they're scared or guilty. Nobody knows for sure, but it's a likely mix of both. And that's what makes this whole situation so messy. Honestly, I'm speechless. The creator in that video said it perfectly. There's still a real chance David could get away with everything, and if that happens, it's going to be painful to watch. Like seriously, how does someone walk away clean from something like this? It's wild. I've talked before about how money and influence can twist justice, and sadly, it feels like we might be seeing that again here. It's infuriating. I don't care how much fame, money, or power someone has, what happened was flat out disgusting and nothing can justify it. The fact that people can buy silence, manipulate public opinion, or drag things out long enough for everyone to move on is sickening. It makes you question how broken the system really is when something this serious can fade away so easily. And you know what's even worse? The way TikTok has turned this entire thing into some weird meme trend. You've got people making funny edits with sound effects, vine booms, slow voices like, "Are you serious right now? This isn't a joke, it's not entertainment. It's a real tragedy. A young woman lost her life, and people are out here turning it into clout content." Even the video we're talking about, it's not the worst, but something about the way he talked about her felt off. It's like he was more focused on going viral than on showing respect. Fighting over who gets credit for breaking updates or chasing views, it's gross. This isn't some online trend to debate for likes, it's a tragedy that deserves compassion, not clickbait. You know what I mean? It's like people turn everything into a meme now, even the darkest stories. And it's not just this case. We've seen it happen over and over again with other tragedies involving real victims. I don't even have to name them. You already know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like the internet has this habit of taking something horrific and turning it into a trend. And honestly, it's exhausting to watch. Imagine being one of those victims, still alive, logging online and seeing your trauma being used as a joke, seeing people laugh about something that destroyed your life. It's cruel. That's why I really don't want this whole situation to turn into another meme or funny, viral moment. This isn't entertainment, it's someone's life, someone's pain, and it deserves respect, not punchlines. And that's the sad truth about the internet. When something tragic goes viral, it doesn't matter if it's the victim or the person behind it. People just jump on it for attention. Their first thought isn't empathy, it's, how can I make this into content? Then you got AI edits, weird remixes, and people acting like it's some fictional story when it's not. A real young girl lost her life, and there's nothing funny or ironic about that. It's just so disrespectful when there's no sense of care or humanity left in how people react. Like, come on, have a little compassion. Not everything needs to be clipped, memed, or turned into a trend. Now, as for the song, I can't play it here, but I can tell you what it's about. It's short, emotional, and honestly, really dark. In it, David talks about feeling lonely, being miserable, and not wanting to keep living when he was younger. It's like a peek into the side of him people didn't really see, the broken, sad part that hid behind everything else. That song gives off a vibe that's way deeper than just sadness. It's not your typical I'm depressed kind of track. What he's describing sounds more like fear, like he didn't feel safe anywhere, not even within himself. The lyrics really carry that uneasy energy, and while it might not directly tie into everything happening right now, it still gives us a glimpse into his mind. Maybe it doesn't mean anything at all. Maybe somehow he's innocent in this whole mess. But at the same time, the song clearly paints a picture of someone living in a dark, twisted mental space, like his view of the world was completely different from how most people see it. In one TikTok analysis I saw, the creator mentioned something interesting. She said he might have believed that control equals safety. So in his mind, the more control he had, the safer he felt. And if that's true, maybe that's how he justified certain actions in his head, even if they were totally wrong. And again, this isn't me defending him. Not at all. What I'm saying is that understanding how he thought might help people see the mindset behind what allegedly happened. Because sometimes it's not just about what someone did, it's about why they thought it was okay in the first place. Then there are his other songs. Some of the most unsettling lyrics you'll ever hear. In one, he repeats, I don't want to go to hell, please God. I know I've made hits. It's haunting. It's like he's begging for forgiveness while still admitting to his mistakes, almost as if he knew something bad was coming. It's uncomfortable to even listen to. It just feels heavy and wrong. His music tells a story that's dark, personal, and honestly disturbing. And the more you dive into it, the harder it gets to shake off the feeling that there's something deeply off about him in this entire situation. I just hope that justice is finally served for that young girl and that her story doesn't get buried under all the noise. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next one.